How did Weather Factory Meltdown get started? Well, it's got an interesting history. It all started when I heard Versus Psycho Shy, a brony tune on YouTube. It really did sound like a Mega Man style boss battle against Fluttershy, and I could easily imagine a video game where Fluttershy is flying around, dive bombing you, and sending out animals as attacks while fighting you while listening to that music. And then I thought, okay, in the logic of this video game, why is Fluttershy fighting you? I mean, it's not in her character to attack someone like that. Why would she fight? Maybe she's got some kind of zombie-like corruption on her that makes her hostile. Hey, wouldn't that make exactly the kind of epic plotline you'd want for a My Little Pony game? From there, the ideas built on themselves in my head. Imagine being able to play as any of the main six and being able to switch at the touch of a button. Imagine each pony having different strengths and weaknesses and abilities. Imagine turning different areas of Equestria into video game levels. I mean, Cloudsdale is begging to be made a cloud level, Everfree Forest is a dark woods level, Canterlot is a city level, etc. I knew that putting together a game was hard work, so the first thing I did was write a fanfic that essentially read like a game playthrough. The fic showed the logic behind why the main six can switch in and out, and it followed their progress as they unraveled the mystery of where this corruption was coming from and who was responsible. I called this fanfic The Devil's Stallion, and it's still out there on fanfiction.net if you guys want to look at it. Anyhow, hoping to get someone to agree to help me turn The Devil's Stallion into a game, I posted it to fanfiction.net and submitted it to Equestria Daily, and they turned me down. They told me that A, my villain being an evil alicorn king, and B, fics that were made to become something else were two things that never turn out well. Equestria Daily's reader wasn't mean in his response by any stretch, but it was a discouraging response. But then again, if you let discouragement stop you, you haven't been learning any lessons from Friendship is Magic. I decided to make the game myself and spent a huge amount of my free time working on this game for the last 2 years. And now I have a proof of concept game to show for it. Now, this game has a lot of differences from the Devil's Stallion, but really, I'm okay with that. And at this point, my overall vision for what I'd like the game to become, if willing volunteers find me, is pretty different from the Devil's Stallion 2. For that matter, even when I was writing that fic, I started getting ideas on how to top it. But I still wanted to complete that fic and make it good as a fanfic rather than go back and change everything. I have another video explaining what my vision is for what this game could become if you're interested in having a look at that. One thing about having an evil mind control hate plague controlling your friends, you want to find ways to fight back that don't involve actually injuring your friends. So in Devil's Stallion, the character's attacks were actually non-violent. Twilight's attack was a spell that cured the hate plague temporarily. Pinkie Pie's attack was that she fired her party cannon, which was full of fly strips and entangled targets. Rainbow Dash could throw out tornadoes that made targets dizzy, etc. Really, they used those attacks just to keep themselves safe while they went from point A to point B, trying to figure out a permanent solution to the hate plague. And enemies dying per se wasn't part of the equation. When I realized that I was somehow putting together a non-violent shoot-'em-up together in my head, I realized that, hey, maybe, just maybe, Hasbro would actually give me permission to make this thing if I asked. One more thing to say about the game's history. Originally, I had wanted this game to be a serious work where no one knows where the monsters came from, and that I could build on the suspense and mystery of that to make an overarching plot as future levels unfolded. But then, Fighting is Magic got its cease and desist order. That event hit me like a ton of bricks, that Hasbro was able and willing to put a stop to fan projects like that. I figure that the more epic this project is, the more people will know about it. And the more people know about it, the more likely it is that Hasbro will cease and desist it. Of course, having looked it all up, I know that there's a loophole if your work is a parody, so that's why I'm calling this project a parody, at least for now, and why I changed Weather Factory Meltdown's backstory to say that Celestia herself is responsible for the monsters, and everything that's happening is all part of her and the Weather Factory Workers Union having a veritable gambit pile-up, and pretty much the main six going into the factory on their own initiative and being generally video game-style badasses is counterproductive to the plans of the powerful. Anyhow, all of that is how the game got to be where it is now.